babies are sentient beings and they can feel things by 3 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't want no kids. Well, then close your legs. I don't want to close my legs. I want to get so like what? How about we do this? How about you mind your business? Mind the business that pays you or don't pay you or whatever, and I'll mind mine. How about that? What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. A nice portion of my platform is dedicated to those women who have had abortions and who are thinking about getting them in the future, or who's open-minded to it. Okay, that's a little controversial, I guess, or that's not something that people expect, because there's a lot of content creators that don't want to talk about abortions. They don't want their channel to be focused on abortion. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them care what people think, and they don't want it to affect their subscriber count or their platforms, whatever. I personally don't give a fuck. Okay, I make this very clear that I advocate for abortions. I've been down that road before, and I will go down that road 100 more times if I need to, like I always say. So if you are looking for a safe space to talk about these things, and I do still plan on launching my Patreon. The only reason why I haven't yet is because we have a Patreon for the Audaci-Tea, and then I got this and I got other stuff going on. And a Patreon, until I figure out how to work that into my schedule where I don't feel beat down, I'm holding off on that. But I absolutely want to create a space, and I will soon, where we can talk about these things in private amongst each other. However, if you are looking for a space where you can get advice about getting an abortion, or if you just want to talk about it, if you just want to share your experiences, and if you want to know that there are other women in my space that have been through the same thing, my door is always open. My platform. And if people start berating you for it in my comment sections, I'm either going to dog walk them off my channel, or I'm going to block them. I'll just delete their comments, because a lot of people will get on here and comment very disrespectful stuff, and I just delete their comments. They will write a whole novel, and I will literally wait until they write their novel and go in and delete that shit, because I get a kick out of doing that. I love seeing people waste their time on my platform. It just gives me some kind of juice or life to do that. Because I tell people all the time, don't come here being extra judgmental about a woman's personal life. If you want to give advice like I do and give your perspective, that is fine. But you're not going to come here and be like, oh, you're going to go to hell and you deserve death and you don't deserve happiness and blah, 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 because you did this. No, if you start doing that, I'm just going to delete your comment. You will have zero voice on my platform. You can go take that shit somewhere else. You can go build your own platform, but you will not have a voice over here. Okay? I don't care what anyone thinks about me having an abortions in the past. I don't care what you think about abortions in general. I don't care if you think I'm going to hell. I can assure all of y'all that you are not unique in a way where you can say something to me that I haven't already heard before. So I already know the talking points. I already know y'all top 5, top 10 talking points that y'all are going to say about abortion or about the God conversation or whatever. I already know what y'all going to say before y'all say it. And so therefore I know what you're going to think. And the very fact that I'm still going to put it out there anyway should show you, like, literally up front in your eyeballs, that I don't care what you think. And I'm never going to care what you think. I don't care. If I got pregnant next week, I'm getting an abortion next week. And like I always say, if they made it a nationwide ban, which I don't see happening, but even if they did, that's fine. You're not going to stop me from leaving the country. At the end of the day, I'm not having no motherfucking kids. I don't give a fuck what I got to do to make sure I don't have no kids. I don't care. Okay? I'm just making that very clear. And I like to give my confidence over to other women to help embolden them to make a decision that's not going to fuck their lives up too. Because see, another thing that I notice about a lot of women, and I'm not saying all mothers are this way, because I got a lot of mothers over here that support child-free women. They're not judging you based on getting abortions and all that. There's a lot of them over here. But what a lot of y'all like to do, and I'm pointing this out and I'm going to keep pointing it out, a lot of mothers get mad that other women opted out, decided to get abortions, decided to get their tubes tied, or they got a hysterectomy or whatever, to where they're not going to be living in the same miserable hell that they are. So they'll come here and they'll say, oh, double homicide. Oh, you had twins and you got rid of a baby, like they said to a woman on my channel like a year ago. And I'm just like, you're just mad that these women are escaping the hell that you're currently living in and probably will live in for the rest of your life. You're mad. I don't care how for women I am over here. I am also for calling y'all out as well. I am also for putting you in your place as well. People come here and check me all the time. And if I think about it, I'm like, you know what? I haven't thought about that before. I think you're actually right. Or 2 things can be true at once, or 4 things can be true at once. I can take the criticism. What I'm not going to take is disrespect. Or, oh, you're going to go to hell. And I don't believe in hell, by the way. Also, that's another thing. Okay. Every time I talk about religion and my lack of religion, because I'm an atheist, every time I let people know that, they're like, oh, I'm unsubscribing. And I'm like, I don't give a damn. Bye. Nice to have met you. Okay? It's not to be mean either. I just don't know another way. I'm not sugarcoating it. It's like, okay, I don't know what else you want me to say. I don't care. You know? This is a safe space for women to come here and express their concerns, vent, ask for advice, whatever it is you're looking for. But if you come here and you say something to me that I find concerning, I'm going to respond. And it won't be necessarily to be negative unless you're being negative to me first. I promise you. If you're being petty, I'm going to be double, triple petty. But if you come over here and you have something to say in good faith, I'm going to give you my perspective. Because I'm going to assume that's why you put it in my comment section in the first place, right? If not, then my bad. But this is a safe space for that. And anybody who gets rowdy and disrespectful, I try my best to keep up with the comments. I don't keep up with all of them like I did in the very beginning because I got multiple platforms and I just don't have time all day. I work a full-time job. I do my best though. And once I come across that stuff, those people who are disrespectful, women and men, will be dog walked off my channel. Like I always say, I have no problem putting these people in their place, man or woman. Especially women, because a lot of women be trying to police what other women wear and, thinking we give a fuck about what men want. See, this is why y'all ain't got no man, or this is why this is why y'all ain't married, and this is why blah, 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 because the men don't like that. Girl, we don't give a fuck about what no man want over here. This is not a male-centered space. Go to Pick Me Land. This is not Pick Me Land at all. I don't give a damn about men in that way. Or really at all, if I'm being completely honest. There's a sprinkling of men that I care about in my life. Outside of those sprinkling of men, I don't care about the male species. I don't care about their male loneliness epidemic. I don't care about their suicide rates. I don't care about none of that. I don't. You couldn't pay me any kind of billionaire money to care about any of that stuff. I just don't care. I got better things to be focused on in my life. But if a woman comes here with her concerns, I'm going to share my thoughts on it or give you advice or whatever. And that includes getting an abortion. I am always going to be pro-choice. My whole life, I'm going to die pro-choice. There is absolutely nothing anybody on the planet could ever offer me. There's no way you could ever change my mind or anything. There is nothing you could give me that's going to change my mind about women having the right to do what she wants to do with her own body. The most judgmental I've ever gotten with a woman behind abortions ever was a girl I knew who had 7 abortions that I knew of. 7. She already had 2 kids. Then she had 2 abortions in between those 2. And then she had another kid by another dude, her second baby daddy. And then the rest were abortions by that second baby daddy. And all I said to her was, damn, girl, you want to keep going through that? You ain't like on birth control? So it wasn't, and it was more so like 7 times though. Like you want to keep I've had abortions before. I've had 2. And that procedure is not as horrific as people may think it is. At least for me, it wasn't. I have other close women in my life. We pretty much all had the same experience. It doesn't really hurt. It feels like pressure, and it's, if you get the suction, it's literally less than a 5-minute procedure. It's less than 5 minutes, if 5 minutes. Like, it's nothing. It's over. It's like a bad period cramp, because they're using this vacuum thing to they give you pills to help loosen the sac up from the walls of your uterus, and then they take a few hours for it to take effect, and then they use a little suction to help suck it out easier. It makes it easier to suck out. That's it. And it's like less than 5 minutes. There are abortion pills that many women say hurt because you're cramping for hours, like a whole day or a half a day or whatever. Like, you just have these off and on cramps or whatever. That's painful. I'm sure cramps are painful, but the procedure itself is really not that bad. Okay. And, so it's not really about that, but it's more so about the process. It's an all day thing. Like, you got to be in that clinic all day. There's a million other women in there of all races and all backgrounds and all religions in that motherfucker. So just so y'all know, and they're hiding, hoping people don't see them. So, and, you have to wait your turn. It's just kind of it's a long process. So my thing was, you want to do that a bunch of times? Like, damn, that was the most judgmental I ever got. It was never, you're going to hell or you're a baby murderer or anything. I don't do that, because I would have to call myself a baby murderer, which I don't believe in that, because it was like the size of a popcorn seed, for Christ's sakes. It's not even a baby. It's called a fetus. But anyways, there's nothing any one of you could ever say to me that's going to make me not be pro-choice. They used to show us videos when I was growing up, or you're taking a life, and babies are sentient beings, and they can feel things by 3 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't want no kids. Well, then close your legs. I don't want to close my legs. I want to get fucked. So, like, what? How about we do this? How about you mind your business? Mind the business that pays you or don't pay you or whatever, and I'll mind mine. How about that? You know what I'm saying? My only concern with her was, girl, you want to keep doing that? Not that she got the abortion. That I'm just worried about the It's almost like I had a friend that liked to move a lot. Like, she would just move every year. And I was like, girl, you like moving? Moving is a pain in the ass to me. Right? I was like, you like to move? And she was like, yeah, I like upgrading. And I was like, I get it. Okay, whatever. I can't stand it. So it was coming from that place. It wasn't like I'm judging you for moving. I'm just like, you like doing that? That's a pain in the ass. I literally hate moving. I hate moving. So that's the way I was saying it. Judging her for getting her abortion, I don't give a fuck, girl. I will vote for your right to get 50 more if you need to. You know what I'm saying? So this is a safe space. I don't even know what made me even want to talk about this, but I just felt, I know why. There was a comment on one of my older videos that I posted like 9 months ago. Somebody just commented on it right before I started this video, and they were talking about, y'all women are cruel because y'all can get on y'all high horse and tell women what to do and what not to do, and there is no village and blah blah blah, but then y'all will go get an abortion and we'll do it again. How about you mind the business that pay you? Because I don't give a fuck what you do with your life, lady. I don't care. You can go have 100 kids tomorrow. I don't give a damn. You can adopt them. You can have them out your vag. You can tear your body up from the rooter to the tutor if that's what you want to do. That's your business. I'm not going to come in your comment sections and tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing with your body. You know why? Because I don't care. You couldn't pay me to care. That's the difference here. Close your legs. No sex before marriage. Marry before you carry. Ain't none of that shit ever saved not one woman on the planet. Women do the so-called right thing all the time and still get got all the time. I'm going to be a safe space. It's not a lot of places where a lot of women can go talk about this stuff, but you can talk about it over here. Just letting you know. And anybody who wants to get in our comments and argue, their comments will be deleted. I tell you, I get a kick out of deleting comments. I love it. They're going to find that, oh my God, all of my comments are being deleted. And I'm not saying that I do that all the time. A lot of times YouTube will put stuff in the filter, and I will have to go in and manually filter the comments out to show them. All right. So I don't just go around deleting comments for no reason. But if you're being disrespectful and I want to delete your comment, I'm either going to delete it or I'm going to screenshot it and make content out of it. That's what's going to happen. But anyway, y'all leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys in the next video.
All together, girls. 1, 2, 3. Fuck these men on the internet. They don't know what they want, but they will see what they can get. Oh, go and waste your one and only precious life while pretending not to have a full receding hairline. So keep your eyes on his hairline and